Hello people, this is Power here with a review of the DX Ultra Zero Eye from... I don't know who it's from specifically, but this is Ultraman Zero's transformation device, his first iteration of the Ultra Zero Eye, because we know what happens later on. But in commemoration of Zero's 10th anniversary, they're actually re-releasing some of Zero's toys from his start. So this one specifically is a re-release of the 2010 version of the Ultra Zero Eye from Ultraman Zero the movie, The Revenge of Belial. Something around that. So that's where this is from specifically, but it also does show up in Ultraman Saga. I'm surprised they didn't announce a re-release on the Saga brace. Or technically it's the Ultimate brace, but they called it the Saga brace for the sake of the movie. Anyways, here's a look at the box. So here's the top of it. The left. The right. Bottom. And the back. Basically, this is the instructions and just all you do with it. So, let's get to it. So here's the Ultra Zero Eye, and obviously, to note, the box is obviously different because the original box had a flap, but then this one doesn't, obviously, because they don't do flaps anymore. But yeah, here's the Ultra Zero Eye. It's a pretty big toy, to say, but it, it makes sense as to why. Yeah, this is a straight up re-release from 10 years ago, which is just amazing. Like, the paint, I love the metallic blue and gray, blue, silver, red that is contained within this toy. It's just amazing and such. Obviously, what I have the toy in right now in gun mode, because apparently, this did... I don't recall this from the movie at all, but from what Zarkin said, this only happened like once. But they still include it. So, there's not really much to talk about in this mode until we actually fold it out to the Ultra Zero Eye itself. And I love the design of the Ultra Zero Eye. I think it's a nice modernized take on the Ultra Eye, the original Ultra Eye from 7. Because the original one is literally just like piece of red plastic with like plastic ones. But then the one from Ultra 7X was more of like a masquerade mask. So this one is just I like how this one's more of the shape of Zero and such, but I always love the design of this. It just looks really sleek and modernized. And the back of it, there isn't really much to it. The trans stamp of this, obviously from 2010, so this is literally like a 10-year-old toy, which is just amazing. Then here are the lens of the Ultra Zero Eye itself. I don't know how to do a good job at like trying to like get a good emulation of it, because it's just gonna look really blurry because the camera can't really pick that up well. But like from like in-person view, yeah, it is kind of blurry. I don't know if it's because of fingerprints, because I honestly didn't really try not to touch it. But I like all the symbols in the back and such, and obviously, as you can tell, here's the speaker and such. And then here's the batteries, which there's no pull tab, surprisingly, because it just tells you to turn it on and off. There's the switch, just which mode it's in. And then when you collapse it, it's actually just via a peg, which is really interesting. So let's turn on right now via the switch. Man, that speaker. So we're going to cover gun mode first, because all you simply do that is just you fold it over and close it like that, and then you get a red LED here. So then the trigger button is this, so we just press this. Get a blasting sound. So we get this red LED, but then you can actually hold it. for as long as you hold it. And thing too is that if this actually does show up, this actually does like show up like as a dot and such. If I do turn off my lights, this is not going to show up well, but as you can see, there's like that red dot. I'm trying to get the light there so then I can actually focus. I don't. Whoops. Okay, so obviously after gun mode, you flip it out to the change mode or zero eye mode, where you get the green LED, and obviously to transform, just press this button. And that's where we get the authentic Zero transformation. This button doesn't do anything in this mode, and this button doesn't do anything in that mode. So I'll do the transformation again, but then from the speaker pointing at here. So yeah, that's basically it for this toy. It only does those two sounds, and I can't really blame it if I had to be honest. Like, it's a toy from 2010. Yes, we did have like, I think at this point it's the O's driver and such, but then I think at the point of this movie premiering, I think that was in the summer. I don't remember. We had Double was still running, so we had that kind of quality of toys. But I don't know. That's what I just really like about this overall. Like, there's no need of like having more sounds and such, because it does what it does. It transforms into a gun, and it transforms. Like, that's all I kind of wanted out of this. Like, honestly, to me, just like the fact that I actually get to own this after like 10 years is just the novelty. So I don't know. It's just, this is just one of those things. Is like, I'm just really psyched about actually owning this now. Like, yeah, I guess flaws from the toy itself. I don't really like how floppy this is, but I feel like that might be because of the fact I actually did take this second half off. But uh, other things I could note about what's actually different about this re-release, because they actually did, I guess, cheapen out on some parts, but this metallic red is actually supposed to spread all the way back here. Sadly, it doesn't. And I think there's like, I think this bronze is actually supposed to carry over through it here, but they just kept it as silver. So it's minor paint like applications they cut out on, but other than that, this is a really nice re-release. Now, obviously, if you want authenticity, then yeah, go ahead and pick up the original Ultra Zero Eye for like 90,000, as I saw in Monterake. But this one is pretty affordable. It's like around like $22 off of HLJ. But yeah, I think this is honestly the highlight of the Zero re-releases. Again, if they actually do like more re-releases and such, because they're mostly just doing the vinyls and like the 10-inch figures. And I think this week, as I'm recording, they re-release his color timer from the Ultra Galaxy fight. No, it's not Ultra Galaxy fight. It was the kaiju. It was the first movie Zero was in, and his first toy. They actually re-released his color timer thing, so that's actually kind of neat. But yeah, if you're a big fan of Zero and you actually want to get your hands on the original Ultra Zero Eye, then go ahead and pick it up. If they actually do release the Saga Brace, I actually might pick it up too. So that's it for this review. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.